Hello, this is Stacy from Truly Majestic. Today we're going to be finger crocheting this Starburst rug. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is tie a cinch circle, and we're going to take this yarn and make it into a little loop like that. And we are going to pull one side up so we have a little loop here. And then we're going to pull again the loop through this and then snug it down. So what you should have is one bigger circle and one little circle. So we have our cinch circle now, and we want to chain 3 into this loop. So I just grab tightly here, and then I'm going to put my fingers through, grab the working yarn, and pull it through. And that is 1 chain, and now 2, and then finally 3. And then you should have something like this. Now we want a total of 12 double crochets to go into this cinch circle. So that first chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet, even though it's not, it counts as 1. And now we're going to do 11 more double crochets into the cinch circle. So you do that by wrapping the yarn around your finger, slip it through the cinch circle, grab the working yarn and pull it through 2 stitches the first time, and then we're going to pull it through another 2 stitches, and we should be left with 1 stitch on our finger. So let's do that one more time. That was 1 double crochet, and I'm using American terminology just to make it clear. So let's do that one more time. Right, you double crochet by wrapping the yarn around your finger from back to front, through the loop, and pick up the extra yarn. Now we pull the yarn through 2 stitches and another 2 stitches. If this is too fast, use the control setting on YouTube to slow it down. You can watch this much slower if you want to. Slow it down if you can't get it. So we need a total of 12 double crochets in this loop, and that first chain 3 counts as 1. So you should have something like this at the end, and you should have 12 double crochets. So let's just count, shall we? So there's 1, 2, 3, and you can also count by these stitches. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the last one is going to look a little bit funny because it's that chain stitch, and that's 12. So we have a giant gap here. We need to get rid of that. And this is the tail of the cinch circle, so we just pull this tight, and this is what we have now. And we have to join this. So we need to slip stitch into the top of this chain 3. So we need to count up 3. 1, 2, 3. So in this one, I'm going to slip stitch simply by putting my finger through and pulling the yarn all the way through. There, and that's round 1 finished. So we slip stitched into this, and now we need to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now we need to double crochet into each stitch around the chain 2 times. So the first one, this counts already as 1 double crochet. So we need to see where this is coming out of, and it's starting just here. This is the first stitch. So I need to go back into this exact same space, exactly where the chain is coming out of, and again double crochet. So let's just do that, and you can see what it's going to look like. So we have 2 double crochets coming out of the same space. We need to go to the next stitch, which is just here, and do also 2 double crochets. So this will be 1, and 1 more into the same space that we've just done, the same stitch, and that's 2. So you can see what it's going to look like. So let's do one more together. We double crochet into this stitch. You can see there's a hole here. So double crochet and then again into the exact same place that this came out of. One more time. At the end of this round you should have 24 stitches. So for the first round you had 12, and then for the second round, hold it like this, you can see better. For the second round we should end up with 24 stitches once we get all the way around. So we've just finished 24, and now we have to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 to join these. So if you go around and count your stitches, by the way, this funny chain 3 is kind of messy, but it is one stitch. This is one stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 24. Now we need to slip stitch into the top of this one, into the top of this one, and that's our round finished. Now we need to again chain 3, so that's our slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. And we need to, for this entire round, skip one stitch. So this is going to be one stitch. So I skip this one. It's a bit funny because this is where we chained up. Skip that one, and then we're going to do a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in this stitch. Skip 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So let's do that. So we're going to skip this funny one and come to this. We skip this weird looking thing and come to this one. Oops, and we need to double crochet into it. Double crochet. Let's get the fuzz out. Alright, so that's my double crochet. Now I'm going to chain 2, and this will make a nice little point for our Starburst rug. Chain 2 and then double crochet back into the exact same stitch. And we're going to skip, let's pull this up here, skip the stitch, so we go to this one and do the same thing. So we want to start by double crocheting, chaining 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to go back into the same stitch here and double crochet. And double crochet. Now, when you do this, you'll notice you'll have kind of a gap here, and then you'll have a nice inverted triangle here, and these will be making the points. So you need to do this the entire way around. Skip one stitch, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into the same stitch, skip. And I'll see you at the end. So I forgot to mention, you need to actually not knit into the stitch, but knit into this gap. So you have all these gaps. So you need to knit into one gap, skip one gap, and then knit into the next gap. So that looks like this. So we skip this gap, and we double crochet into this one. Okay, so I'm almost finished, and I have one more. I have to skip this stitch, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into that one, and then skip this stitch, and then you notice this is here. So I'll just explain what to do that when we get there. So let me skip one, double crochet, chain 2, and and again double crochet into the same stitch. Now normally I would skip and double crochet into this one, but this is the chain that we started with. So this actually counts as a double crochet already. So we are just going to slip stitch into the top of this stitch. So 1, 2, and this would be 3. Oops, I'm out of the camera. 1, 2, 3. So this is the third one, and this is what we are going to be slip stitching into. And that is how our circle should look. And you should by now have 48 stitches. And as you can see, where we did the chain 2s are actually going to become our little points. And from now on, we are not knitting into stitches anymore, we're just knitting into gaps. Now to tie off, you would usually cut this tail, pull it through this loop tight, and then just weave in the ends. But since this is my practice yarn and I don't want to be cutting it to shreds, I'm just tying this in a knot and I'm going to leave it there. Now we're going to join a new color of yarn. Anytime you join a new color of yarn, it's best to join in these places where you've chained 2. That's the easiest. And the way to know that one is this is a V shaped this way. We don't want to join into these triangles because that'll mess your whole pattern up. So anytime you join into these, and I'll show you how to do that. So I want to put this new thread on and I go into here. So we're just going to do that by popping it through and then doing a slip stitch onto the top and snugging it down. Now for the accent color, let me get this here. For the accent color, we want to chain 2 instead of 3. 1, 2, and you can do the accent color on any round, any place you want to, but the accent color pattern is a little bit different. See, these are all double crochets, they're quite wide, and the accent color I want to be a little bit shorter. It's just there to give a little splash of color, and then everything else will be double crocheted, but this is going to be single crocheted. So on the accent color, we single crochet. So this counts as a single crochet, and we just chained 2 off of our slip stitch. Chain 2, that counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2 more, and then go back into the same stitch with a normal single crochet. So the whole way around our accent color, we single crochet. Now when we come to any place in our pattern that has this triangle going this way, this is actually the bottom of the peak, we always skip this stitch and go to the next stitch. So as our pattern grows, whatever the pattern is, we always skip this stitch. So we're going to skip this and go into the next one here with a single crochet, then chain 2, 1, 2, and again single crochet. And that's our pattern all the way around. So in every single chain 2 space, so we skip this stitch and we go to our next chain 2 space here. In every single chain 2 space, we put a single crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, and then another single crochet. And this will give you that pretty accent color all the way around. So I'll see you on the other side when that's finished. Okay, so we've gone all the way around now, and I'm just at my last stitch that I need to skip. So I'm going to skip that one. Let's just join into the same one, into the loop. So I'm just going to join into this loop and finish it off. Alright, so that's finished my color. That's the accent color finished. So normally you would cut the tail and tie off, finish off. So I'm just going to tie a little loop there, and that's finished. Now we need to join another color. So I have my purple here, I have purple here I'm going to join, so you just find any of these chain 2 spaces, and that's where we join. Now, in each of these chain 2 spaces, we are going to do 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets, all in the same space. So let's do that, and then I'll explain more. So we need to chain 3. This is our slip stitch. Now we need to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And this counts as 1 double crochet for the beginning. Now we need another double crochet into the same loop. Right. So this will be our second double crochet. Then we want to chain 2. So 1, chain 2, and then we want to go again back into the same loop with a double crochet, and then again into the same loop with a double crochet. So we've done that, and now we have this valley stitch that we skip. These are going to be our mountain peaks, and these are going to be our valleys. So to make them nice and tight, we always skip the valley stitches. So we're going to start by double crocheting into this one, double crochet again. Oops. Chain 2. 1, 2, double crochet 2 more into the same stitch. Oops, what am I doing? Another one. And there you can kind of see our pattern is starting to form. So we continue this all the way around. Now I'm just going to tie this off. You know what, I'll just do. So I'd like to stop here and pause it and just explain the pattern, because it will be the same from now on. So in the valley stitches, you always skip that last valley stitch. Always, always, no matter how big your rug gets, you always skip the valley stitch, and that keeps it nice and tight going down. Now at the peak where you have that double crochet, chain 2, and then that, in just that chain 2 space, you always, for every round, put 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets in that space, no matter how big the pattern gets. And as the pattern grows, you will be adding more stitches in between the peak and the valley, and for those stitches you always double crochet all the stitches leading down to the valley and all the stitches going back up to the peak, unless you're doing this accent color. If you're doing just a shallow accent color, then you only need to single crochet all of those stitches going down or up, and in every chain 2 space you want to single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Normally it would be 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, but on the accent color, simply single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And that's the pattern. If you follow this, you can make your rug as big as you like, and you can stop at any time. Always remember, when you want to join your new yarn, join in a chain 2 space, chain 3, and then continue on. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and comment. This helps YouTube know that you actually enjoy our videos. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel, where we share about food, family fun, renovating our house, arm knitting tutorials, and more. Have a fabulous day. I'm Stacy from Truly Majestic.